Welcome to Geopolitical Futures video. My name is Jonathan Roth. Today is the first of what will be many exclusive GPF interviews with the world's leading experts in the fields of geopolitics, finance, and military affairs. Joining me from Austin, Texas right now is Dr. George Friedman, and to his right is his guest, Vilius Sopoka, the finance minister of Lithuania. George, take it away.
Well, let me point out to you that I'm shorter than you are, as I assume the audience now noticed, and I want to say that that's okay by me, I'm confident. You are the Minister of Finance of the country of Lithuania. Let's begin by pointing out to Americans precisely what that means. Where is Lithuania, and tell me about it.
Yeah, Lithuania is a country near Baltic Sea. It is a happy nation. Our economy is booming, and we are shaping reforms in order to make our growth even faster. So therefore we are looking for partners in the world, and I think the United States, being a strategic partner, it is not just enough going to Washington DC, and Texas is a perfect place to make new friends for new opportunities for both countries.
You said we're a strategic partner. Could you define what you mean by that?
Yeah, it is a long history, but first of all, we are part of NATO, and we are committed to comply with all our commitments to this organization. And I think at military level, we do understand each other just in a perfect way.
Well, since you're finance minister, you must be thrilled that you've reached your 2% GDP contribution to NATO. Very few other countries have. Has it put a strain on your economy?
So, of course, there are a lot of priorities in my country, but security is one which is at the top of the priorities list.
So let's be very frank. Who are you secure from? Who must you be secure from?
Yeah. Recent events in Ukraine, in Georgia, have shown that we should not only have this broad coverage by NATO, we should care by ourselves as well. And this is why, for me as finance minister, it's just easy to devote sufficient resources to our defense.
Military defense is one thing. Another question that has to be asked, of course, is financial defense, economic defense. Many things are happening in Europe, the latest being Catalonia. How do you see the future of the European Union, and what's Lithuania's role in it?
Yeah, so we see European Union as a project which should be reinforced. And we are big fans of the European Union. Our nation is the biggest fan of the European Union according to our surveys. And of course, we should not only care about the European Union itself, but also about what it gives and what we can give to the European Union. We are very fast, we are very dynamic. We develop our economy in specific niches, high-tech develops by times. I think it is both-way cooperation. We get and we give as well.
So you're here in Texas. You're here in Austin, Texas. Why did you come here? What are you looking for? What do you want?
Yeah, so we are looking for deeper cooperation in many areas. Trade, investment, high-tech industry, energy. I think there are a lot of opportunities for both sides.
Do you have any specific proposals in mind, or are you just shopping?
I do believe that there are specific proposals from Texas to Lithuania and vice versa. I think we should strengthen our cooperation in the area of energy, and everybody knows that, or almost everybody knows that just a few months ago, the first ship with a gas went to Lithuanian LNG, and of course we have quite a number of areas where we can strengthen our cooperation. It is fintech, biotech, medtech, green tech, and other areas.
In the case of the liquid natural gas getting to Lithuania, this obviously must have bothered the Russians, given that they have been the major supplier and have been using that supply for political control. Have you had any reaction from them?
Yeah, so this is a very sensitive issue.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah, sure. So when Lithuania decided to become independent energetic in the area of energy, I think that was one of major strategic choices. And it is already giving results. It's far easier to talk to Gazprom after this decision. And of course, Russia is not happy about this.
What are your relations with the rest of Eastern Europe? Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania?
Yeah, so those countries are our partners, especially Poland, which is very close to us. So I think not only economic ties drive, but also some elements which are common in terms of history.
Okay, so we know that the Americans have stationed some troops in Lithuania. Yeah. We know that outside of the context of NATO, inside the context of NATO, the United States is extremely concerned about the security of Lithuania because it wishes right now to contain the Russians. The Russians are likely not to invade. They are not in a position to invade, and they certainly don't want to bring NATO together. What other threats do you see from the Russians?
Russia uses all means to influence some decisions.
We noticed.
Yeah, yeah. So I think at the moment cybersecurity is very important, and we invest a lot in Lithuania in this area.
And do you have cybersecurity products to export, or are you mainly using them internally?
Currently, we use it internally, and we are building infrastructure in order to become #1 in the world in this area.
How secure should we think Lithuania is? Americans look at it as a place to invest. How secure is that investment, do you think? Both from external and from internal political forces.
Yeah, it is just a unique place to invest. Just look at our fiscal stance. We very committed to fiscal discipline. So our debt is very small, and the environment is very business friendly. Having stability and at the same time high return opportunities, I think this is just a perfect mix.
So we've met with American bankers, we've met with state officials and so on. What do you come away with? What do you take home? What's next?
Yeah, what's next is that we need quick wins, and it is very clear that both sides are ready for that. So I think that is the main message.
Well, it was very good having you here.
Yeah.
And soon we're going to have a good dinner. But in the meantime, let me thank you for being here, and thank you, John.
Thank you, George, and thank you, Minister Sopoka, for joining us. Be sure to visit geopoliticalfutures.com for more interviews just like this one. Really appreciate you joining us. For everyone at GPF, thanks for watching.